We watched this year as Pride Month utterly destroyed brands. Now we're talking Target, Kohl's, Bud Light, and across the board, there's been many more that have been trying to go so far into their like pride virtue signaling that it was really cringy. I went into a store of Target and actually saw a pride thing that was like Vamos Pride for the like Latin cultures. Now, pride is not a Latin word; it was an English word. It was all in the rainbow colors and all that. And so it doesn't make any sense. It's obviously trying to appeal to white people who are trying to virtue signal that they kind of know some Spanish words. It's retarded. If you can say that in 2023, I don't really care. But gosh, it's been really sad. And of course, watching Bud Light go down the drain has been really funny. I mean, Bud Light is such a crappy beer anyway, just from a product perspective. It's ridiculous, but they still won't admit they did anything wrong here. This is an article that came out today. Bud Light boycott sparks a big U.S. profit drop for Anheuser-Busch. The brewing company lost market share after Dylan Mulvaney debacle says consumers remain favorable towards Bud Light. Now, this is interesting. So they lost market share as a full company, not just the Bud Light brand, because they've got a ton of different beers, but they actually lost full market share. This is a big deal because Anheuser-Busch is such a big monolith of a company. Said its U.S. sales and profits plunged second quarter as drinkers abandoned Bud Light, but the beer giant defended the brand. Here's the ridiculous part, saying it is still viewed as favorably by consumers. You want to talk about cope. Putting out a statement like this when it's a blatant lie is ridiculous. At some point, you just got to take responsibility, say, look, we screwed up. We put in this like crazy tranny stuff to try to virtue signal. Our audience was offended by that, as they should be, because it's ridiculous. We shouldn't be doing that. It's a beer. People should just drink beer without worrying about identity politics. But they can't say that because they're a corporation, and the corporations are beholden to, of course, this satanic globalist agenda at the end of the day. Every single one of these that makes it as a corporation is beholden. So they are trying to just say, oh, it's just fine. Nobody actually cares about this. And it's not fine. Nobody's going back to Bud Light. This is an interesting brand take because, again, the product's so bad to begin with. Bud Light tastes so horrible and is piss water as it is, that like when you lose people's just like buying it because it's cheap because of out of habit, it's very easy not to get back into that habit. This isn't like Target. I think Target is going to bounce back because people are just going to kind of forget about Pride Month, and there's a Target on every corner, so you just kind of got to shop. But I think Bud Light's in a big different position because their product is bad as it is. And of course, their product is, of course, marketed towards mostly, just like dudes who don't want to look at tranny stuff when they're drinking their beer or feel like that when they're drinking their beer. It doesn't make any sense. So this is it. Their second quarter revenue, its largest market, dropped 10%. Woof. While earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation and amortization fell 28.2%. That is a crazy amount for a corporation to lose. Now, in Wall Street, they're, of course, obsessed with growth for stock prices. And there's no growth. There's no growth potential here. It's a real disaster that they're dealing with. They said while it's declined over the quarter, it's been stable since the last week of April. Yeah, because nobody's buying anything. It's stable at zero. It showed that most people are in a Brewer Commission survey of 170,000 consumers said that it showed most people are favorable towards Bud Light brand, while 80% are favorable, and here's where they lie to everybody, or neutral. Or neutral. Yeah, I don't really care about Bud Light. Yeah, I don't, because I never drank it to begin with, and I'm never going to. So that's all it is right there. So the corporations are lying to themselves and lying to the consumers in order to try to just like get back market share, but it's not going to work. I mean, at some point, you just have to own up to what you did, and you have to take responsibility for your product. That is 101, and unfortunately, companies never do this. Never do this. It's really funny to watch. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.